Bonjour, mes amis. We're right now at the beautiful Eiffel Tower. Yep, the famous tower itself right over here in beautiful Paris. This is one of the most famous monuments and the most visited monuments in the entire world, and we're seeing stunning views of the city of lights and love. Of course, this is Paris, France. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Let me know where you're watching from. This is the first time I'm inside the actual Eiffel Tower. Usually Eiffel Tower tickets get sold out very quickly, so I haven't tried coming yet. Last year I tried to come and there was a change of plan, so I wasn't able to visit, but now I'm so excited to have been visiting the 300 meter plus tall, because of the antenna it's even taller, about 330 meter tall tower of steel that awed people back in 1889, as Gustave Eiffel innovated steel construction to make a structure that the world, until that point, hasn't seen to be as tall. It broke the records that was set by the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. And then later on, it took, 70 or so years until the Chrysler Building in New York City beat it in 1929. So here we're starting to see the views of Paris. We see the views of the Seine. Down there in the distance, we see a replica of the Statue of Liberty, which I've been meaning to go myself. It looks really cool from this perspective. And oh, how gorgeous the Seine is down here. I think, yeah, we briefly passed by it yesterday on the boat. Check out my boat trip tour. That was 2 days ago. I did not notice the Statue of Liberty. I wish I would have paid attention. Here we see some high rises. This used to be a very industrial area of Paris, and it has gone through what they call Manhattanization. So a lot of high rise structures have been built in this area. And then it is packed. The tickets, at least the advance tickets, go all the way to the top, are already sold out. Though it seems like you can wait in line in order to upgrade your ticket to go all the way to the very tippy top. You can take stairs down, or you can take the elevator back down. It's your choice. I think it's cheaper to have just a stairs ticket. And right here, ooh, look at these stunning views. This is what really blows me away the most right here. Right there in the distance, we see the France, which is the skyscraper district. Not technically within the city limits of Paris, technically right outside the city limits of Paris, but within the metropolitan area of Paris. While the France is huge. While the France is like Jersey City is to New York. But imagine if Midtown was actually in Jersey City and not in Manhattan. That's what La Défense is. It looks cool with those yellowish skies, the sun peeking out just there in the distance. Another major hill. Let me know what hill this one is. This one seems to be outside the city limits of Paris. Soon we'll see Sacré-Cœur and Montmartre. I think we'll see the backside of Montmartre. Does Paris have a building height limit, says Destructionist? Most area it does, not the entire city. I'm not 100% sure. There are designated areas where there are certain height limits. I'll show you Tour Montparnasse. It was the first skyscraper to be built within the city limits of Paris. It was such a shock to Parisians that there was a massive protest, massive outcry, and the city imposed hard limits on skyscrapers. So I think they're very picky on the skyscrapers they allow, but we do see a few of them. We see one over here, another one right over there. So it's very, very few of them. Here's Trocadero. That's where everyone goes to see the views of the Eiffel Tower all throughout the day and night. Also, one of the locations of John Wick 4, one of the best movies to have ever been made in the history of mankind. I think this is perfect weather. You know, it's nice. I would imagine to come here on a perfectly sunny day. But I don't know, something about this half rain, half sun type of deal. Ooh, the city is just glistening. Wendy says, I can see Empire there. Look at that, wow. That's a shot. Oh my God. That is just stunning. Stunning. Hey, Krista says, I love all the John Wick movies. Yeah, watch number 4. Number 4 set in Paris. Doesn't matter if you haven't seen the first 3. It's worth seeing number 4 nonetheless. What are the hours of the tower? I'm not 100% sure. If anyone could check the hours of the tower, just let me know. I had to clean my lens. How much are tickets? I did not buy tickets. I'm right now with family, so my dad ended up buying the tickets for our family here this time around. So I actually didn't buy them myself, so I don't know. If anyone knows the ticket prices, do let me know in the comments. And yeah, I am currently on a family trip. I haven't been in a family trip in over 10 years. And the last time we were on the family trip was also here in Paris. Grant says, did you get a glass of champagne? No, but I had a mojito right before coming here. A cafe nearby called Soufrin. It was nice. Nice cafe. The clouds are looking strange. Oh yes, they are looking rather strange in a great way. It's a very cinematic cloud coverage over here. How do I get to this other side? I am not going to risk going inside yet. Service seems to be pretty steady up here. So maybe let's go one story up, shall we? Ellen says extra special. It's a family trip. Nina and a few other people said say thanks to your dad for buying tickets. I will do. Round of hearts to my dad for planning this. He's there around somewhere. Here's the elevators to go further up. And right here. There we go. Ludo, thank you so much for saying it opens until it's open from 9:30 a.m. to 22:45. Pretty late, 10:45. That's awesome. Nancy says, "Ooh, this is really lovely." Carly says, "Oh my goodness, oh yes, oh my goodness indeed." Humanin, it says it's raining. Indeed, it is. Interesting vibe at golden hour. Oh yes. Fantastic view over Paris. Oh, it's stunning. Zoom in even more. Pantella says, come to Athens. I have a lot of amazing videos in Athens. Check them out. Search Athens, Urbanist on YouTube. You'll see them. Frank says, what time is it here? It's about 7:50-ish. Second level is 49 euros, says Adam. Thank you so much for searching, Adam. Appreciate that. Got to clean the lens again. Here's the elevator coming out, coming down. People exiting. Cool. And it is packed. So there we see the highest point of Paris, the city, within the city limits. That is Montmartre, where we were just yesterday. We explored the crisscrossing the streets of Montmartre. We saw Sacré-Cœur right there, the Basilica of Sacré-Cœur, which is the Basilica of the Sacred Heart. It's a site of great importance for the Christian history of Paris. Saint-Denis is known to have walked up there carrying his head, in essence. And then later on, it was the site of a very bloody Paris Commune. And the church decided to sanctify it with building an even bigger basilica, and that's why we have Sacré-Cœur today. Kathy says, name 5 places where you travel with your family. In Paris. This time around, I've been letting my family do their own thing. We've mostly been just having dinner together. It's been wonderful. One place where we had a blast was called Bistro Rougemont. Bistro Rougemont. I think it means Bistro of the Pink Mountain. It's really good. And yeah, Anita, that's right. Montmartre means the Mount of the Martyrs. Yes. Sergio says, are you sure this is Paris? Sometimes it's hard to tell between Las Vegas and Paris. Wow. The rooftops here just have a different quality. All right, let's see if we can find the Louvre. Yeah, there we go. So you see that gigantic, massive, obscenely long building right there, ladies and gentlemen? That is the Louvre itself, where the Mona Lisa is, and many other famous artworks. And then Notre Dame is... a little bit hard to spot, but somewhere in this area. Oh, right there, okay. So right there, we see Notre Dame all the way there, down in the distance. And then here we see in Valdez, that is where many of the top famous figures of French history are buried. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, look what we have here. We have a rainbow. Oh wow, a rainbow over Paris. This is perfect for an Emily in Paris scene in the Netflix series. So cool.
Where? So like, see that like arched pitch? So follow, see the gold? No, listen.
So apparently there's a pot of croissants at the end of the rainbow, so it's hiding somewhere around there. Maurice says, Ariane in Paris is the new series, yes.
There is also light bulbs inside the vehicle. In total, we have 20,000 light bulbs that are blinking.
Yeah, just a minute, let's just go down to the side.
So at the beginning, they just put the lights for the 2000 here and it was temporary. It improved in 2003. Since then, every day, every night, we have lights for the vehicle. The first one is at 10 and the last one is 11. There is only two, and it's on the tower. There is only two places on the moon that you can
Susie says, make a wish. All right. With the rainbow? Sure thing.
In each floor, you have different things to see or to do. On the first floor, you have your room lessons, on the floor,
Done. Wish completed.
on the second floor, you have the best view of the monuments of Paris. And on the top floor, there are the
Тільки гарно, так? Тільки я і все, така горизонтальна. Подалі.
Щоб не так, щоб було. Inspire Life says, "Sigh, I need to go there." Inspire Life, take the opportunity whenever you can. I think there's direct flights from New York. There probably is. Wow. That is a mighty rainbow.
Oh, he's up!
Wow. Athena says magical. Indeed it is. Definitely magical to see this gigantic rainbow soar over the skies of Paris. That's so beautiful. Hey, Inspire Life says, talk about oh yes. So right there, that's the very first skyscraper to be built within the city limits of Paris, Montparnasse, Tour de Montparnasse. Huge skyscraper. People thought it was a ugly blight upon the city. Kind of is. It sticks out of nowhere. But it sure is with that. With the rainbow, it just combines perfectly. We're seeing the Champs du Mars, which means basically the camp or the Mars Mall, in essence. Rhonda says it's about to become the leaning Eiffel Tower. I can't get enough of this rainbow. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know where you're watching from. Wendy says a pot of gold is waiting. Pot of gold and the lady. It's a pot of croissants. It's waiting at the end of the rainbow. Oh, I hope my family's catching this. I'll show you more. Let me go quickly downstairs. Ludo is right. There's 2.5 million rivets here in the Eiffel Tower. Many, I assume many of them are still, they have to be original. So that was a little indoor area. You see, there's plenty of places to sit down. Oh, wow. How many flights you can walk up and down? Only one. There seems to be an organized tour up here, which is fascinating. I keep looking around and I can't find the Eiffel Tower. There was Montmartre is down there. The Louvre is down there. Where's the Eiffel Tower? Oh, there. Oh, there it is. Okay. There it is. I bet there has been people that have come up here and have had literally that experience. Not joking around like I have. Oleg says, where was Manhattan? It's pretty far away. This moment, pretty far away.
There is a roof right there you can go on, or to the cafe.
Bobby. Sí. Ahí, sí. All right, I had to alert my family of because I don't think they were aware that they could just go one flight up, and I had to alert them that no, catch that view right now. So now I'm all yours. Feel free to ask me questions, and let me know if you've been to Paris before. How have you enjoyed it? Hey, Joe says, do they sell Statue of Liberties here? You know, I bet there's some Statue of Liberty souvenirs, but not here wholesale like the ones we have in New York. Not the size of New York. Unfortunately, not. Unfortunately, no billionaire can buy their own Statue of Liberty to put in their backyard. Kind of sucks. I wish that were the case. Totally love to have my own Statue of Liberty, life-sized, in my own backyard, but no, they don't do that. Could have been good business for Augusta Bartholdi and Gustave Eiffel. Could have been a great business for them, but they never took advantage. So Oleg says, is the tower high enough to see a counter-assault? So that's a great question, Oleg. 1889, this was built to basically a massive bashing by some of the top artists and architects in Paris at the time, including Charles Garnier, who's very famous for doing the Opera House, and hopefully I'll spot the Opera House soon. They actually wanted to tear it down before the set time for demolition, which was supposed to be 20 years after 1889 when it was unveiled. So 1909 was a set demolition day. The artists and architects wanted to demolish it before then. They were unsuccessful. The World Exposition ended up becoming a huge hit. This ended up becoming the tallest structure in the world, beating the Washington Monument by nearly 150 feet. So almost double the Washington Monument. And it became a massive tourist attraction. But they were going to stick with demolishing it by 1909 because they thought it was a rather blight upon the city. Kind of looked ugly, kind of looked like railroad tracks. They quite didn't like all the steel, didn't combine with the beautiful mansard roofs of the Paris of George Eugene Haussmann. However, 1909 there was an interesting invention, the radio. And they found out that this was a very good place to put a gigantic, massive radio antenna on top in order to reach a much more larger area than you can maybe from Montmartre, because there's really no other taller mountain here. And then the second reason was it was an excellent lookout point. And that proved to be the case in World War I. So yes, if there is an assault on Paris, I'm not entirely sure what happened in World War I with Paris, but it definitely was helpful as a lookout. And then ended up being helpful for the Germans as a lookout during World War II. So they used it themselves during World War II. So that's why it's still standing to this day. Not because they want to appease a few, but no, because of war and radio. But no, nowadays it's the most visited monument in the entire world. Let's go back upstairs, shall we? I'll show you. And little Eiffel Towers go from 49 to 99. Wow, pretty expensive. So 50 bucks to 100 euro. So 3 times the price.
The Army Museum, and in the golden part here we have the tomb of Napoleon Bonaparte.
Et sauf qu'il était presque une heure down here.
It's so much nicer down here.
Yeah, I agree.
Giovanni mentioned that it's easier to use English here than Spanish. You'd be surprised. A lot of French people, well, I've seen many French people here proficient in Spanish.
Tu vois, tu es trop petit, on peut pas.
The rainbow's still there.
On peut pas, mon lapin, on peut pas, c'est trop petit. Tu peux tourner si tu veux, hein. T'as envie de le tourner
Susie says this is a pleasant way to spend a Sunday evening. It really is. Yes.
La musique. Allez, joue avec.
Now this reminds me a little bit of Mexico City. Let me know if anyone saw my Torre Latinoamerica, the Tower of Latin America in Mexico City. I did a live video up there, and it was a lot of fun. And being up here reminds me a lot of that experience. And yes, I am saying that Mexico City has a little bit of a look of Paris from above. But it was like a darker stone in Mexico City. Slug says, minus the smog. You know, the day I went, I barely saw smog. It was a pretty clear day. But yes, I can imagine there's more smog on other days. Hello, Colleen. Nice to see you here. Thomas says it also appears a little bit like Buenos Aires and Merida. Susie says I did Mexico City better than Eva Longoria. That's funny. How's security to enter? There were 2 security checks. It is airport style security, so don't bring sharp objects, scissors. Don't bring locks because they will confiscate them. I saw them confiscating them from people. And don't try to smuggle in a bottle of wine. They will catch you. they will find you. Isaac says there's a French YouTuber that does videos in Spanish. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Wendy says, can you bring sausage rolls? No. They will catch those sausage rolls and they will find you if you bring in sausage rolls. Is this the highest observation deck, says Thomas? I am not 100% sure if that skyscraper is taller than the Eiffel Tower. Don't know for sure. Gary says, hopefully we'll see Ariel just pair off at the end of this live video. Extreme live video, yes. Gary. Eugene says, I should go to Blackpool in England to visit Blackpool Tower because Blackpool Tower is designed after the Eiffel Tower. Can you go up Blackpool Tower? Do let me know. Millie says, nice for a Sunday afternoon. Oh, it really is. Ludo says, do you experience any altitude sickness? No, we're only at 300 meters. If anyone could do the conversion to feet, but this is shorter than the Empire State Building, way shorter. This is shorter than the Chrysler Building. Chrysler Building, I think, might be almost twice as tall. A little bit. Like, how tall is Chrysler in terms of meters? Do let us know. We're not as tall as the Empire State Building. Empire State Building would be much taller. Sharon says, why would you bring wine to Paris? To the Eiffel Tower, but they're already selling wine here, which is nice. Nancy says, come to the Peaks Peak in Colorado and we'll show you altitude sickness. I experienced it in the Alps, and luckily I experienced it rather pleasantly. Slug says, Alexa says it's only 1060 feet. Really? Oh, wow. It surpasses 1,000 feet? That's pretty impressive. It's probably with the antenna. So Mika says, there is the Grand Palais. That is indeed the Grand Palais. I've never been inside. Don't know too much about it yet. But it is beautiful. Nice to see a fully glass cover. That's awesome. We have two people very confused as to where the Louvre is.
Y la tarjeta de débito también escondía, con la teta. No hay una más.
Maurice, I ate before coming here. Maurice asked if I picked a good restaurant for eating after. I ate before coming, just in case. Because sometimes here, plan ahead, you will spend a few, like maybe an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours here. I was hoping that I will see nighttime, but the sun sets pretty late here in Paris, so crossing fingers, I'll see some nighttime later. But I'm going to show you a little bit more. Feel free to ask me last questions. I'll show you about 5 more minutes of beautiful Paris here with the last of the rainbow that's passing through. Excusez-moi. So I definitely hear a lot of tourists from Spain. All right, ooh, this area is pretty clear. Oh, wow, we have it all to ourselves. Oh, ooh la la. So here we have it all to ourselves. This beautiful sunset of the city of love, city of lights. Beautiful Paris. Nothing beats these views of one of the most, I think, ingeniously designed cities that have ever existed so far in mankind. There's only a few cities in the world that are so beautifully designed from the ground up, where you have huge swaths of the city with gorgeous architecture, almost like if it were a walking museum. Hey, Veronique says that looks like Central Park. It kind of does, yeah, it's a square-shaped park as well, but not as winding. And Central Park is significantly bigger than the Champs de Mars, which we're facing the camera right now. Goodbye, Rainbow. It was nice seeing you, Rainbow. Joe says, what's better, Paris, London, or New York? You know, it's hard to pick. I love every city for its own reasons, but I love my native New York. Well, always love my native New York. I mean, there's nothing that compares to the views from Top of the Rock or from the Empire State Building at sunset. That's something unique. Paris is different. And London has its own unique magic. So it's really hard to pick between these 3 cities. Are you on the summit or at the second level, April? I'm at the second level right now. Ludo says the rainbow will be forever immortalized as one of my favorite memories on these live streams. It's so beautiful to hear, Ludo. That is amazing to hear. I appreciate you watching. Rose, how much do they cost? I don't know the price. I didn't buy the ticket myself. If anyone could let us know the price, I think it's about $30-something, 30-something euro. Marie says he's a famous YouTuber. He doesn't need to pay. Here I'm paying. Well, my dad ended up buying tickets for me and my family, but yeah. Paris in France, it's a bit hard to collaborate with these major monuments and landmarks. So I haven't had the opportunity to collaborate with them and to get a free complimentary ticket. That hasn't happened. That happens more frequently for me in the U.S. and the U.K. It happened to me also in Ireland and Stockholm. They were very nice. Stockholm, I got free pass to all the museums and attractions. They gave me they called the card literally the keys to the city. It was very nice. But here, no, I never collaborated with any institution or landmark here in Paris. Isabel sent stars. Thank you so much. How was your flight to France? It was pretty smooth. I took Delta Airways. It's pretty quick. It's nice. Isn't that fast? I mean, it is pretty fast. All right, let's see the sunset. Ludo with the first super chat of the day. Thank you so much, Ludo. I appreciate you. Whoa. Maurice left the super chat. Thank you so much, Maurice, for the super chat. Says a little bit for Macroons. I appreciate that. I would leave it for the Macron Fund. Thank
Rodrigo, você é mais. Pedro, você é mais alto.
Hey, Tanya is sending 11 Canadians. Thank you over. I appreciate sending them over across the pond to come over here. 11 entire. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. This was the Eiffel Tower. Highly recommend coming here. Beautiful sunsets. Got a perfect day because there was some cloud coverage, a little bit of rain, a little bit of sunshine, rainbow flying over Paris. It was just amazing. Highly recommend coming here to beautiful Paris. I'm going to enjoy the nighttime views. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. Hope you're having a great day today. And stay tuned next Friday and Saturday at 3 p.m. Western European time, 9 a.m. New York City time. I'll be back live in some other beautiful country in Europe. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a great day, everyone. And that song was All Is Known from my Afterworld album by Urbanist. Search it up on Spotify. Afterworld by Urbanist. Au revoir, mes amis.